Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world, and whatever time you are tuning in. I'm so glad that you're here. I wanted to share, we had a really interesting conversation after meditation last week. We typically, after the recording, we stay on as a group. Some of us and some have to hop off. But we had the ones who stayed on last week had a really interesting, a couple of observations about meditation, and it was a beautiful conversation. We talked about different experiences that we're having and the different brain states related to meditation or different states of awareness. And we also talked a little bit about something called purification. So, what I was thinking is today and in the coming maybe week or two or three, just depending, is I thought I might talk a little bit about these topics because it's been a while since we've maybe covered some of the basics. And I don't know, I personally find that after I've been meditating a while, sometimes it's good to just go back as a refresher. So, as you know, I usually start our practice each week with the five essentials. And just as a refresher on those, thoughts are okay. Don't try too hard to have a certain expectation. Let go of expectations. Be kind to yourself and stick with the practice. So, those are the five essentials of meditation. But today I wanted to add a few things that I feel like tie into them and I think are also really important to know. I think the first one is that there are no bad experiences in meditation. You might notice that you like some meditations or some experiences more than other experiences. And don't be surprised, I think, if it changes over time. But so you might notice that. You might notice that you want to come back to a certain meditation or that you wanted a certain meditation to go a specific way and it didn't. And that's totally normal. I think the important thing to keep in mind is that you'll never be able to recreate some great experience that you had in meditation because no two meditations are the same. What happens in meditation depends on a lot of factors. How you're feeling in your physical body on a given day, or what your emotional state is. If you've had a difficult morning or afternoon, or maybe life circumstances are really weighing heavily on you, and that impacts your meditation. And I also think about just very basic things, maybe what you ate, or if you had a rough day at the office or out in the world. So just keep those things in mind. And I think what you can do is create the conditions for having another great experience that might be different from your last one or two. And what you do or how you do that is through the five essentials. You bring a beginner's mind to your meditation. And you know that every meditation will offer you some benefit and the most nourishment at any given point at that time that you're meditating. The goal of meditation is not to have some crazy experience where you're levitating or having some mystical connection, although those things can happen. But the goal really is just to do it. And I think that every meditation that you have is beneficial, whether you go to a super peaceful Zen place or you don't. And the benefit, the main thing is the benefits to me show up in your life without you sometimes even knowing it. Sometimes other people notice this sense of peace that you might have or a sense of non-reactivity. So just keep those things in mind. Another thing that I wanted to share is that there's not a right way or a wrong way to feel when you're meditating. There are all kinds of emotions that will come up when you meditate. Some you will like, and others you will not like. And the main thing is that you feel, your job is really to feel what arises. That means any physical sensations, any emotions that are coming to the surface, not attaching to those things, but simply allowing them to pass through you, to move through without a story, without any kind of attachment. And one thing that I would add is when you're no longer feeling the feelings in a meditation, but you're trying to figure out the reasons behind the feelings or the source of the emotion, that's when you return your attention or your focus to the point of your meditation or the focus of your meditation. So if it is a mantra practice, returning your focus to the mantra or returning your focus to the breath. One thing that I was thinking about is my teacher, Sarah, mentions that meditation, she feels it's like brushing your teeth. It's part of your routine every day. And some days brushing your teeth feels great and they feel fresh. And you're like, I love doing this. And other days you just don't have the time and you don't want to, but you just do it. Even if you want to get it over with, you just do it because you know it's good for you and it's going to prevent issues down the line. So the last thing that I will say about meditation is it is natural. It is your birthright to meditate. And the only things that you can do wrong when you're meditating are to try too hard to achieve a certain experience. You beat yourself up for not having had a certain experience that you wanted to have, or you try to do something right in your meditation. Don't expect your senses to do anything other than what they are created to do. So your ears hear, that's what they do. They hear sounds, and your mind thinks. So that's why I always say it's okay to have thoughts. That's normal that your mind is going to generate thoughts. And the main thing is to think about interrupting any thoughts that you have with, again, the focus of your meditation. So whether it's a mantra practice or the breath, simply bringing your attention back over and over again helps you get to that point where you transcend your thoughts and sit in a place of non-reactivity and non-judgment, just allowing whatever it is that comes into your field of awareness to be exactly and perfectly as it is. You can't do it wrong. Okay, so on that note, let's go ahead and move into a simple awareness practice. We'll be meditating today for about 20 minutes. And as always, I will keep track of the time. So as we move into stillness together, I invite you to take a position or a seat that allows you to be both alert and upright, but also relaxed and comfortable. It's really important to be comfortable in meditation since we're sitting for a period of time. You don't want anything to distract you about the way that you're sitting or something being under your foot that shouldn't be there. So find that place for yourself now. You might shrug your shoulders a little bit. You might roll your neck, scratch an itch. Just getting to the place where you don't have any residual tension in the body. And you're welcome now to gaze at a point in front of you or to simply close your eyes and tune out the external. Allowing yourself to move from the world of doing and activity to a place of being. Tuning in to your internal world, the stillness. Letting yourself sink even more deeply into the surface beneath you and into the stillness and absolute beauty of this moment. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, no place to be, but here. Perhaps acknowledging to yourself today how much you appreciate yourself for showing up, for being here, for being. Begin by taking a couple of long, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, settling the nervous system, letting the body know it's okay to relax. You're safe. And letting your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth. Becoming aware now of the sounds around you, your feet on the earth beneath you, perhaps any light coming through your eyelids. Allowing your face to soften, perhaps even bringing a gentle smile to your lips. Greeting yourself today with love and with kindness. Releasing any tension at the corners of the eyes or the forehead. Dropping the shoulders even a bit more. Relaxing the belly. And any other places in the body where you might feel the smallest bit of tension. Tara Brach says, allow any tension to melt like ice to water and water to gas. So as you do this, tune into any places where you feel lighter and more spacious. Tuning in to the feeling of your hands on your lap or at your sides. Noticing what they might feel like from the inside out. Any tingling or vibration, the life force within you. Noticing what it feels like to be alive. Letting the chest be open. Allowing this next breath to be received deeply into the belly and the ribs. Noticing a natural expansion of the belly on the in-breath. A natural settling on the out-breath. Eyes soft, slight smile. Hands and belly soft. Legs and feet relaxed. As you expand your awareness to include your entire body, notice that it's one large field of sensation. There's no separation, No disconnect, stopping or starting. Nothing to control. Only feeling the flow of aliveness through the entire body. In the middle of it all, the movement of the breath, natural and easy. In and out of the body. You might sense the quality of the presence that's here. Awareness of sensations in the body. Awareness of sounds in the environment. Sounds in the body. Awareness of the movement of the breath. If you're inclined, you might say silently to yourself, peace on the inhale, and love on the exhale. Letting your intention be to rest in this awareness, in this awake and relaxed state of presence with each breath. If you notice the mind is wandering, which is completely natural, simply notice and perhaps whisper to yourself, thinking or remembering, planning. And then return your attention to the sounds that are here. The sensations in the body that are here. The inflow and the outflow of the breath. You might soften the hands or the belly again and again to reawaken the senses. Know that you're home, resting in this place of pure awareness over and over again. We'll practice this for the next couple of minutes and I'll keep track of the time. Each time that you notice the mind has drifted, it's an opportunity to practice non-judgment about the thinking, about the distraction, and simply notice thinking, remembering, and reconnect then with the sensations in the body, the movement of the breath. Noticing the difference between being inside of a thought and observing a thought. I invite you now to bring your attention to your heart center, feeling the breath gently at the heart, and perhaps allowing the heart to smile in whatever way resonates for you. You might bring your hands to your heart as a way to connect to your heart space. Reflecting for a moment on what you feel most grateful for in your life. You might whisper mentally or whisper out loud whatever you're feeling grateful for. Whatever comes to mind, tune in to the warmth and the appreciation that you feel in your heart for all you're grateful for, allowing it to expand throughout your entire being. Noticing what this felt sense of gratitude is like. How it might deepen the presence that you feel. The connection with your own aliveness, your life force. From this place of heart-centered gratitude, turn your attention to the appreciation that you feel toward yourself. You might say to yourself, I love you, using your name, addressing yourself by name. I love you, Lori. I love you. I am grateful for you. I appreciate you. Allowing this appreciation and love to ripple through your entire body. Even to the places that might feel unlovable. Releasing any story that you're carrying and allowing the gratitude and love to expand and move through you. And as we embrace these final moments of silence together, tune in to any messages or words that might be coming from your being, your inner wisdom, trusting whatever message arises to make you more available to your own presence in any future now moments. Ramana Maharishi says, the nature of the self is love itself. Love cannot be practiced as a practice. All that is possible is to surrender to it There is no such thing as preparation for love. Love is already here. It alone is. All that is needed on your part is to give up thought, which makes you imagine yourself to be apart from love. And so to merge in love, there is only love. As our meditation draws to a close, you might gradually bring some gentle movement back into the body. You might gently move the neck or the fingers. Perhaps wiggling the toes. You might stretch into the space around you and gradually bring some bigger movements back into the body. Deepening the breath. And when you're ready, you're welcome to gradually open your eyes, perhaps starting with a downward gaze. And then raising your gaze to include all of these lovely faces in front of you, your surroundings. And allowing this fresh view, this fresh perspective to inform the rest of your day. I want to thank you so much for being here today. If you're so inclined to raise your fingers, your hands, put them together, thumb knuckles at your breastbone, I invite you to do so now. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.